Pick.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Negotiate.
800 bucks.
900.
850.
Close.
Are we doing it? It's a deal.
All right.
Score. Flying across the field, feeling like that guy did in 1937.
They're the masters of the art of picking.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
Most of the time.
I'm going to give you $600. Nope.
For over 2 decades, American Pickers has captivated audiences with its thrilling treasure hunts, uncovering hidden gems and forgotten relics across America. Season 25 continues this tradition, delivering some of the most jaw-dropping finds yet. In this episode, Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz, or his replacement, depending on the season, stumble upon an incredible collection of rare items that leaves even the most seasoned pickers in awe. The pick begins. A mysterious lead. The episode kicks off with a tip from a local historian about a reclusive collector in rural Iowa. Rumors swirl about a massive barn filled with decades, if not centuries, of untouched Americana. Mike and Frank, or his replacement, hit the road, eager to see if the stories hold up. When they arrive, they're greeted by an elderly man named Walter, who has spent over 60 years amassing one of the most eclectic collections they've ever seen. The barn, packed floor to ceiling, is a time capsule of American history. The unbelievable finds. One, a rare 1890s high-wheel bicycle, penny farthing. One of the first items that catches Mike's eye is an original 1890s high-wheel bicycle, also known as a penny farthing. These iconic early bikes are incredibly rare, especially in restorable condition. Walter explains that it belonged to his great-grandfather, who rode it in a local circus act. After some negotiation, Mike secures it for $8,500, knowing it could fetch over $20,000 at auction. 2. A 1920s Coca-Cola ghost sign. Tucked behind stacks of old lumber, Frank spots a faded but intact Coca-Cola ghost sign from the 1920s. Painted on tin, these vintage advertisements are highly sought after by collectors. Walter had salvaged it from an abandoned general store decades ago. After some haggling, they agree on $3,200, a steal considering its historical value. 3. A pre-war slot machine, 1930s Mills fortune teller. Buried under a tarp is a 1930s Mills fortune teller slot machine, complete with its original mechanism. Antique gambling devices are a hot commodity, and this one is in remarkable shape. Walter admits he won it in a poker game in the 1950s. Mike negotiates a deal at $6,000, knowing it could sell for $15,000 plus to the right buyer. 4. A Civil War-era drum. Among the clutter, Frank uncovers a Civil War-era snare drum, its original paint still visible. Walter's ancestor had been a drummer boy in the Union Army. These drums are rare, especially with provenance. After a heartfelt discussion about its history, Walter agrees to part with it for $4,500. 5. A 1950s jukebox, Wurlitzer 1015. In a corner covered in dust sits a 1950s Wurlitzer 1015 jukebox, often called the Bubbler for its iconic design. Though it needs restoration, it's a holy grail for music memorabilia collectors. Mike offers $7,000 and Walter accepts, knowing it's going to a good home. 6. A vintage Harley-Davidson knucklehead engine. Under a workbench, Mike finds a 1940s Harley-Davidson knucklehead engine, one of the most desirable motorcycle parts for vintage bike restorers. Walter says it was left behind by a drifter in the 1960s. After some back and forth, they settle on $9,000. The emotional negotiation. Walter isn't just a collector, he's a storyteller. Each item has a personal connection, making the picking process bittersweet. Mike and Frank, or his replacement, respect his attachment, ensuring the pieces go to collectors who will preserve their legacy. The final haul. By the end of the day, the pickers leave with 1890s penny farthing bicycle, $8,500. 1920s Coca-Cola ghost sign, $3,200. 1930s Mills slot machine, $6,000. Civil War drum, $4,500. Wurlitzer 1015 jukebox, $7,000. Harley knucklehead engine, $9,000. Total spent, $38,200. Estimated auction value, $75,000 plus. Why this pick was special. This episode stands out because of the sheer rarity and historical significance of the items. Unlike typical picks, where they find one or two standout pieces, this barn was a goldmine of untouched Americana. The emotional connection with Walter added depth, reminding viewers that behind every antique is a story. Final thoughts. Season 25 of American Pickers proves that America's hidden treasures are still out there. Whether it's a century-old bicycle, a Civil War relic, or a retro jukebox, the thrill of the hunt keeps fans coming back. This incredible collection was a once-in-a-lifetime find, showcasing why American Pickers remains a beloved show. What's the rarest item you've ever stumbled upon? Could your attic or garage hold the next big discovery? Stay tuned for more unforgettable picks.